And check this out, I'm a silhouette. That better? Good evening and welcome back to my daily shenanigans. For some reason I'm just now realizing that my voice actually sounds different. I don't know why. I don't feel any kind of weird way. I mean, maybe because I'm tired. I mean, not generally speaking, but it's been a long day, to be honest. We're starting this vlog after I got home from work. I've started more laundry, dishes. I think that's a dead fish. Nope, it's actually just a log. My folks are coming back from a long trip. Generally speaking, even with work, it was a long day today. So I just had a couple people that just, come on people, come on.
I mean, come on.
I'm sure you guys know how it is, at least a little bit. I'll be right back. I gotta go get the dog in.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, sorry about that. Should be good for a little bit now. I think I just want to sit outside, try to relax, and talk for a second. I know you guys love hearing me talk.
I love it!
So we're not going to say anything boring. Pretty sure you guys don't really want to hear too much about my work, although kind of asking the question of why the other day kind of counteracts that, so I suppose maybe, but I gotta be honest, I've been taking myself just on a little memory trip. Again, I'm not gonna like toss these clips in the vlog. I'm sure you guys are kind of annoyed with throwbacks right now. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. If you want to see more, let me know, but right now we'll give that a rest. But I have actually been going through old clips, and I really wonder how I even, you could tell it was just passion that was there. Like, I wasn't making any content. Like, technically right now, generally speaking, I'm not really making anything exciting. It's not exactly content, but there are other YouTubers that talk like me. There are YouTubers that rant. They simply discuss their day. They, you know, go down to the lake. They do. Generally speaking, I'm making content, but generally speaking, I am making content, but back then, I wasn't even talking about anything. Like, you could tell I was trying to talk about stuff, but it wasn't going anywhere. I was literally just going, it's kind of cold out. Yeah, it's kind of cold out. Oh, the water's cold. It's not freezing, but it's cold. So I'm going down to the lake. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Like, was I stoned?
That does explain everything.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that right now for you. I've never done bad stuff in my life. Watching my vlogs, you might as well have thought that I did, because all I'm gonna say is I wouldn't be surprised if anybody actually asked me if I did with how I actually talked back then. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and this isn't even just for certain legal reasons, like, I've honestly never done that stuff.
Because drugs are bad, okay?
Never have, never will.
It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad.
Don't want it.
By doing drugs, okay, that'd be bad. Drugs are bad. Okay.
That kind of brings up political stuff, and I said I never wanted to get political on my channel, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I know, this is kind of one of those, fine, keep your secrets moments, but seriously, I don't know how much more I could emphasize it. Like, I'll scout, swear, whatever. Like, I've never done it, and I really don't want to. I'm not interested in that stuff.
Drugs are bad.
You seem to be getting very defensive about this, Jeff. Now we wonder. It's honestly kind of funny to just look back at those clips and just think, where are you going with any of this? Most of it ended up just being 5 minutes of nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Me showing clips with no audio, just, this looks nice, look at me, I'm gonna say something for 2 seconds and then stand here stone-faced. Like, there's nothing.
It's about nothing.
If anybody knows my old vlogs, you know what I'm talking about. It's sad, it really is sad. I know I talk now, but I actually put, like, I get specific. I rant about stuff, I talk about my life, like, I make it content worthy. All I'm trying to say is I do miss those days in a sense. Like, I do really cherish my memories, but if you're talking about actually making a career on YouTube, like, you want to actually make quality content, that wasn't it. I genuinely surprise myself every time I go back and look, just, oh, stop, just stop. We get that you want to make YouTube videos, but you think I'm bad now, I was worse then. That's all I'm gonna say. End of discussion, stop that.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
On to what I actually wanted to talk about for a second. So, for the longest time, I've said I wanted to do a resident rant, and you know what? I'm gonna shut up and just do that right here, right now. Forget about it. We're gonna start off with a quick summary, and then just jump right in to what happened on this most recent season finale. Alright, ready for this? Rapid fire summary, and then we'll get into the most recent season finale. So this is a doctor show, and it takes place at the fictional Chastain Park Hospital. You have the main character, Dr. Conrad Hawkins, his love interest, who's also a doctor, obviously. Pretty much everybody's a doctor, let's just get that off the bat. Dr. Conrad Hawkins, his love interest, Nick Nevins.
Hello, nurse.
Dr. Randolph Bell, who starts off Chief of Surgery and moves to CEO. He still, you know, does surgeries from time to time, but for the most part, he is a CEO. You also have Devin Pravesh, who the series actually starts out with. He's not the main character, but they start out with him as a resident. You also have Mina Okafor, another surgeon. She's basically the main surgeon right now, and somebody who came into the series a little bit later, Dr. A.J. Austin, who's a surgeon. Dr. A.J. Austin used to call himself the Raptor a lot. He would not refer to his real name. He was a cocky son of a bitch. He has slowly but surely come out of that cockiness, and still kind of can be sometimes, but he's kind of come into just a new nice personality. Him and Mina kind of got something going, kind of not. Nick and Conrad, basically before the series started, they dated and broke up, and as it entered the series, they basically had a love-hate relationship, and basically season 1 was just them figuring out if they actually wanted to be in a relationship. And you know, as most people know at this point, the end of season 1, they decide, hey, yeah, let's give this a try again, we can do it. Season 2 was basically them trying to figure out where they actually were as a couple. Believe me, it was a rocky one, trust me. You liked watching them, but it was just like, oh. End of season 2, they decide, forget the ups and downs, forget all the crap, you know, you've got shit to work on, I've got shit to work on, we want to be together, let's just work it out. You know, quit running away from our feelings. It's just, we're here, let's do it. And they both agreed to it, you know, let's do this. So they basically just decided they want marriage, they want kids, they want to be together, forget the ups and downs. And, you know, it's still a series, it's a TV show love series. It'll probably still have its problems, but I like the fact that this is like the 2nd season and they decided, forget this crap, we want to be together. So who knows what the rest of the series is going to do. But anyways, of course, low battery icon. What else? I might have to rush up to the house and get a new battery, but I'm going to keep trying. Devin, mind you, actually as the series began, actually had a fiance. And getting to Chastain, he came to realize his fiance might actually not support all of his dreams with the hospital because he wants to stay and be a doctor. She, as the show his fiance, as the show goes, decides she wants to move to another state or even another country and follow another dream, and he's like, I can't leave. I want to stay here. And throughout that little debacle, he actually ends up meeting somebody new who worked for a fraud company. Let's just say they fell for each other, cost Devin his relationship. You know, from an outsider's perspective, it wasn't exactly the best thing that could have happened to him, but if you watch the show, you know, he was actually more right for that girl than his fiancés. Some relationships just aren't meant to be, I'm sorry. There it was, the battery died. Anyways, so I feel like I should talk about the fraud company a little bit. They're called Quo Vadis. Basically, they tried to sell medical devices, you know, for heart problems, neurological problems, etc., etc. And what they failed to mention to Chastain when they went into a partnership was that the device actually did more damage than good. And Chastain found that out the hard way. Having a couple kids, actually, they had 2 twin boys, one with actually a neurological problem, and the device failed. He died. His brother ended up having a heart issue. He died, and they basically were just like, we're starting to figure out what's wrong with this device. Not only has it killed a couple of our patients, where they thought it was going to save people, it ended up just killing them instead. And in the records they ended up pulling up after all that happened, you know, it wasn't just them. This device had already been used as experiments and, you know, betas on other people. It did more damage than good. Like, these devices can't go out to people. Chastain should no longer be partnership with them. So that ended up actually spiraling out of control. They did end up stopping being partners with them, but Devin's love interest, you know, the person that was actually working for them, had to go into hiding because she was one of the first to try to out them. They figured it out, and somehow she got a message across to Devin what was actually going on at Quo Vadis, and the whole Chastain group ended up actually figuring out how to out them with what she found. You know, Devin's girl, I forgot her name actually. Later on, she ended up coming back. You know, she's fine. She's been in a witness protection program for a while, but she's fine. Her and Devin kind of reacquaint themselves. Devin did end his marriage for her. Believe it or not, she ended up having to leave. Apparently they stayed together. They're gonna do long distance, but damn, Devin lost his wife, and the girl he tried to go for after her left him too. So let's go ahead, you know, Quo Vadis is done, all this other middle ground stuff is done. Let's go right in to the season 2 finale. Background story for this: Nick has a sister that basically has a huge drug problem. Like, she cannot stop doing drugs, and she's been to their hospital time and time again OD. She's one of those, I swear I'm gonna get sober, I swear I'm gonna get sober. She still relapses. Her and Nick had a couple fights, you know, etc., etc. That whole thing happened. So finally, you know, it comes down to you literally have to get sober or you're going to die. And the best way we can help you get sober is put you on this, I don't exactly know what it is, but they called it dialysis. Now, a lot of people I know like to say that this show is very medically inaccurate, and personally I don't really care. I'm watching a show, it's drama, there's characters I like, etc., etc. There's a lot of factors that I just like about it. If it's medically inaccurate, it's medically inaccurate, who cares? I mean, I don't want it to be like so medically inaccurate that it's like
they're shooting X-ray beams out of their radioactive supercores. Use your zapping gun to stop them. Oh my bowie.
Why? But I know a lot of people have come out and said, so stupid, why would they say that? But you know, House is actually a big phenomenon, and there's a few people that said he was medically inaccurate.
What?
That show is huge, and there's doctors out there that said he was wrong about what he... So, whatever. Don't judge me, judge the show, but I'm just doing a review. I love the show. Anyway, so Jessie, the last few episodes, has been trying to actually recover. She's been on drugs at the hospital trying to recover, but what's really going to help her recover a lot faster, they said she needs a new kidney. And through some little drama between Nick and her dad being matches, Nick was not a match, there was an anomaly. Her dad was a match, but he told them he wasn't because he was too chicken to actually go through the surgery. Near the end of the episode now, their dad caves and says he wants to do this for his little girl. He wants to help her get sober. He's gonna do the organ transplant, literally shaking as he's doing it, like he's scared shitless the whole time. So they go through the surgery, they come out and they show them both post-surgery, everything seems fine. All of a sudden, they don't explain why, they don't say what's going on, they just show, you just hear beep 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 beep. You just see Conrad trying, you know, chest compressions, and then, mind you, at this moment, it's not showing exactly who's, like, going into cardiac arrest. It could be her dad, it could be her, Jessie, the one that's, you know, getting the transplant. It could be her, it could be her dad. We don't know, they're not showing it. We just know somebody's going into cardiac arrest, and you just hear it flatline, and it stays on Nick's face until going to black. Got me going, I'm like, oh, frick. Sometimes these episodes are cheesy enough, I'm just like, you know what, I'm into it, but whatever. I love the show, generally speaking, but there are sometimes I'm just like, yeah, that was a little cheesy, but we'll move on. Generally speaking, this part could have actually been predicted. I kind of was already thinking, guess who's gonna die? Sometimes the editing is just right, the sound, the looks on their face, it got me, and I'm like, no, 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 damn it! Cliffhanger. So yeah, that happened. And I know I said I wanted to do, generally speaking, a rant on that particular episode, but there really wasn't much to discuss. Like I mentioned earlier in my rant here, season 2 for Nick and Conrad was them genuinely deciding where they actually wanted to be in their relationship, and the season 2 finale right here, the one I'm talking about, that's when they decided we want to actually be a couple. We're gonna do this. We're gonna work on it. So this episode was, the side plot was Nick and Conrad deciding where they wanted to be in a relationship, and the main plot was, will Jessie be able to get surgery for an organ transplant or not? And if she does, will her and her dad survive it? Nick and Conrad figured out. Organ transplant in the air. What happened? Who died? Oh, and I almost forgot about the homeless man they found. Turns out he wasn't actually homeless. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but he couldn't speak most of the episode, and they were able to do surgery on him. He could talk again, and he said, call my wife, my name is George.
I will name him George.
The most subplot. You have your plot, your subplot, and subplot, if that makes sense. Finally, I've done a freaking resident rant. There it is. My predictions, since we are actually going to get a season 3, we're going to find out in just a few more months what actually happened. I'm going to throw a few theories out there. I'm going to say the surgery was for nothing. Jessie ended up dying. The kidney wasn't good enough because, you know, her dad's abused it for years. It would suck if that's the case, but you can't rule it out there. They both did surgery. They both were kind of who knows? But I'm thinking it was Jessie.
But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory!
And who knows where they're gonna go from there. If it's her dad, that sucks too, really. I'm gonna feel bad for that. But, you know, the girls can genuinely move on from that. You know, dad's gone, it's gonna suck, but we can do this together. You're gonna get healthy, you're gonna get better. We're sisters, we're gonna stick through this. Life may be a little hard, but either outcome is gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie, I don't wanna like take that away, but I feel like if Jesse survives, a more positive outcome can, you know what I mean? Does that make sense at all? Am I gonna get hate for saying that? As for Nick and Conrad, I do really hope that they actually continue to build their relationship and be a great couple. I do like them. I ship them. Another outcome, they could both be dead.
Well, that's about enough light for me for one day. Let me check the time. Yeah, it's about that time.
Not something I want to hear or think about, but it's also a possibility. One of them could be dead, or both of them could be dead. And I don't even know what to think then. I really don't really have exact thoughts about some of this stuff. I just kind of like, oh shit, or oh sweet. That's generally my thought process for most of this stuff. If anything, I don't need to drone on. I just have a basic like, that sucks. I mean, I can kind of see this outcome happening instead of this, because this seems more right, but either way it sucks. And like I just explained, you know, Jesse could be dead and that might be a more positive outcome for the sisters. I mean, nobody wants to lose their dad, but you know, they have a chance as just the more present family to make new memories in time, whereas if it's her and her dad, you know, there's gonna be something else to recover from. Like, she lost her sister, the dad lost his daughter through organ transplant, but it was all because she was an addict. You know what I mean though? Guys, post in the comments if you watch The Resident at all. Let me know your predictions. Generally speaking, the series, but also more recently the season finale. What did you think about it, and what are your predictions for the future? And to people that don't know shit about the show, I hope you enjoyed that regardless, or maybe you just skipped over it. I wouldn't blame you for it. And for Game of Thrones fans, guess what? One episode left forever. On one hand, I'm really excited to see how they end it all. On another, I don't want it to end, period. I just it's mixed, really mixed right now. It's like, Game of Thrones next week, come on, just bring it on. What's gonna happen? Wait a minute, it's the end. No. And I don't know if you noticed at all while I've been talking, but the sun has gone down a little bit more. Obviously it's still light out, but it's just about sunset. The Brewers are playing right now. They won yesterday 6-1. So far right now they are 5-1. Well, they were when I was up there. Right now I don't exactly know what they're doing now. Hey Siri, what's the score in the Brewers game?
The Brewers are on top of the Phillies 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Sweet. I've been at the league the last 20 minutes. I didn't know, okay? But 5-1 right now still. Come on. This will be the last of the series with the Phillies right now. And then where do we go after that? After this, we go... Oh, wow, it's a 4-game series. Okay, so we play the Phillies one more time and then we go to the Braves. Okay. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Alright, you guys, I actually need to get off here. I'm going to go finish up the dishes and get ready for bed early. I have to be at work early tomorrow. It's going to suck. It's going to be an all-day thing. Blech. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, please smash the thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, love, peace, and chicken grease. Just a couple days away now from day 200. Generally speaking,